Hello there, World of Tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be playing in the Maus. This is a Tier 10 German Super Heavy. It's a vehicle that you play when you simply just don't care, and that is exactly the mood I am feeling today. I really don't want to put that much effort into a battle. I want to drive face first into an enemy team and see how many bounces we can get. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Now, reading the enemy lineup, it looks like I'm screwed. Not only do they have a double T57 Heavy, but they also have an IS-7 and an IS-4. That's not very fun for me to fight. They also have quite a bit of mobile vehicles, being the E50M and as well the STB-1. So first things first, I'm going to try and cross this a little bit safely by going wide here. This is going to at least give me a little bit of time to cross before the mediums are going to see me, which you can see both shot at my 57 Heavy. So now, maybe, just maybe, I'm going to be able to cross here. Let's angle my tank towards them, go down the hill, and I can't believe this actually worked. I did not expect my armor or anything to really work here, but there's the E50M not looking at me, and boom, nice shot, 510 into his vehicle, although I'm watching our T57 Heavy, yeah, not good stuff from him. So it appears the IS-7 is just driving right over, which means free damage in his vehicle. Alright, so let's see what I want to do here. Our 57 Heavy is going to... I don't think he's going to live, but what I can say is this IS-7 is going to lose a lot of health for his decisions here. Unfortunately, I don't really have a lot of support in this position, and we got the 57 Heavy off to my side, which is not very fun. So let's get a nice shot into the IS-7. There you go. And unfortunately, we also got the YAG off to my side. And this is a good example of where the Maus falls apart fairly quickly, because I don't think we've bounced a single shell. Well, never mind. I guess we did. But we managed to get our shell to go through. And with that, well, we've at least cleared the IS-7. Now, we're just going to back up very, very fast, because we got this YAG pulling full speed towards us. Let's go for a non-penning track shot? Really? That's a rip and a half. Alright, well, at this point in time, we're actually not doing awful, because this YAG, while it is going to be a bit of a pain to deal with, I do have the good news of, well, first of all, he bounced me, which is actually really solid news. Even though this 57 Heavy is going to be a pain to deal with, he's probably going to have to load heat if he wants to continue to pen me. I'm going to go for a tracking shot into his tank, and at this point in time, I don't think his decisions, I don't even think he knows what he's doing, I'm going to be real. But he can't kill me. Even if he loads heat, it's not going to make a difference at this point, so let's get another shell into his vehicle, and yeah, I hate to break it to you, dude, but this is where autoloaders fall very, very short, is this one example right here. Goodbye. Ha ha! As I said, the Maus is a great tank for when you simply don't care. And that's exactly what I've been doing here. I've been driving and not caring. So we got the YAG, and well, I can't really say I expected much else. We did our job. We did over 3,000 damage. Actually, we did, I think, around 3,800, which is pretty solid. And, I mean, our team is going to win this, so no real worry here. I don't know what our team is doing. Oh, boy. This was honestly really fun to watch. As you saw, though, the Maus was able to just do Maus things. We distracted an IS-7, we distracted a T-57 Heavy, and we distracted a YAG Panzer. Now, to be fair, our 57 did just literally die for no reason. If I were that 57 Heavy on our team, the smartest decision he could have made was wait for myself and the Maus to push up, distract. Today in the Maus, I've played 4 battles, and this game you're going to see here is actually a replay. The first game you watched was live. This game I was recording live, and then I stopped halfway through because I thought the game was going to be really boring, and you weren't going to actually see anything getting done. But then it actually turned out that this battle became a little exciting, so I'm going to show it anyways. So as you can see, 4 battles played, 75% win rate, so we only lost 1, and averaging just around 3,000 damage. I'm actually really surprised I have 91% accuracy in the vehicle, but yeah, overall, I'm doing pretty well in the Maus. But the thing that a lot of people don't understand about the mouse is that this is not a vehicle you should be going for damage in. I can't tell you how many times I've seen professional players that average 3,800 damage, that have 70% win rates, and yet really struggle to win in the mouse. They'll go good average damage, 36, 3,700, but they never get the wins. And it's down to a very simple fact of not playing the mouse correct. You can be the best player in the game and not understand how to use a mouse. Because a lot of good players have the idea of conserve hit points, do my job, bleed as little as possible, don't play too aggressive, and that's how people play the mouse. They're like, man, I should side scrape, I should make sure I'm bouncing as many shells as possible. But honestly, that's the problem with good players, is that they overthink things sometimes. The mouse is a tank that I treat like a king in chess. What is your whole goal in chess with the king? It's to corner it, it's to kill it, and you win. It's not like the queen. Think of a medium tank as a queen, where it can go across the entire board and do whatever it wants, but it's trying to corner the king. If you play the mouse like a king, and you force the enemy to try and corner you, then it's actually going to increase your chances of winning. Right now, not only have I been able to capture base B, distract the Yo off to the side, but as well, I'm distracting the Vickers, which you're going to see shoots me again here. The great thing about a mouse is I've got 3,000 hit points. This guy's got to shoot heat to pen me because he doesn't have the most pen as it is. So right now, I'm basically just getting free distraction points. Now, unfortunately, you can see the mouse's accuracy is, yeah, I mean, you watched what it is. It's bad, but it doesn't really matter if its accuracy is bad, because we're going up in base capture now, and here we go. Boom! Easy shell into the Vickers, 500 damage. So, we've distracted a medium, which means my mediums have an easier chance of winning the hill. They've already cleared a leopard, and now they are very easily clearing the rest of the tanks. Again, we're still distracting this Vickers. We get a very easy shell into his turret, especially with calibrated. It's not a very hard shot. I don't know why this guy was saying, wow, nice RNG. I mean, maybe from his angle it looked like mine was a lucky shot, but it wasn't really that lucky of a shot. So at this point, we've dealt 977 damage. Nothing crazy at all. And I'm just kind of sitting here. I'm like, well, I'm not really sure what to do because I can't shoot any of the mediums. I'm not mobile enough to shoot the mediums. And this Yo is unfortunately just in the worst position, but here we go. Fire! Finally, we get a nice shell into the Yo, and our 4-2-0-2 finishes him off. I'm actually I feel bad for our E5. That's what I'm trying to say. That E5 basically lost to a tier 9 heavy. I don't know why he went up that hill. I don't know why he didn't just go to medium side to support his team, but oh well. While that's going on, we've dealt just shy of 1,500 damage. We got the 1-2-1 off to the side, and boom! That was just a lucky shell. There's nothing really to say. I'm going to be honest, the 1-2-1 gets probably the most unluckiness I've ever seen in the game. Watch this shot here. Just turning my turret and... oh, poor 1-2-1. I mean, he was going to die anyway. I just am really happy I was able to connect that shell because it actually gave me a decent chunk of damage at 2,300. So I was hoping this 183 was going to back up, but for some reason he drove forwards. I don't know why, but I mean, we're able to back up quick enough to still get a nice slap into his vehicle for 458 and deal 2,755 damage. This game here it's an okay game. We didn't do anything good or really bad. I was a distraction, and that's what the mouse is. It's a distraction. Now, not every game you play in the mouse is going to be a win. For example, this game I played on Mayan Ruins here was a pretty good game for the mouse. I mean, I did over 3,000 damage, and you're going to watch. I drive it directly into mid. I do the best I can distracting, but we're not going to win this battle. This is that one loss you saw out of the 4. And the reason we're going to lose this is down to the simple fact that the mouse is just a distraction. It's nothing more. The mouse is not good enough to win a 1 versus 3 or a 1 versus 4 because it gets caught out so easily, especially after Wargaming nerfed its traverse speed. So right now we've dealt 480 damage, aiming it on the 50B, and wow, okay, thank you, gun. Well, unfortunately, as I did explain just a moment ago, the mouse's gun is a big downside for the vehicle. Now, I know that this 50B has to back up because the 113 is pushing towards him. So, we get a nice shell into the 50B, 440 alpha, or not 440 alpha, but 440 damage. unfortunately, we have managed to lose a Patton. I don't know how that guy died. I think he drove in front of the grill and like everybody else, but we're going to get another nice shot into the enemy 50B. Back up so the 4005 can't get any shells into us. And at this point in time, well, our 113 actually seems to be decent. He gets a nice HE into the 50B and finishes him off. But for some reason, this is our Yag. Yeah, I'm just going to continue. So, our Yag is dead. I don't know why he's there, but he is. So, at this point, we've dealt 1,400 damage, and we're in a situation where I can't back up, because if I back up, the 4005 is going to shoot me, or possibly the grill. If I go forwards, well, we've got these tanks here. The real problem with the mouse is the fact that there's so many tank destroyers spammed nowadays. Tank destroyers aren't going to struggle to pen this vehicle. They can pen right through the upper plate. And the fact that an enemy team has 3 tank destroyers really hurts a vehicle like this, because every time you poke, especially a tank destroyer, not only is it going to outtrade you, but it's going to pen you, and it's going to defeat the whole purpose of having those hit points. So right now, I thought our team was doing decent. It's pretty even on the score. We've dealt 2,300 damage. I mean, we're doing decent, but you're going to watch very quickly my team falls apart. For some reason, my 113 GFT goes alone to fight the 4005, which was just about the worst decision he could have made. It would have been way smarter if the 113 just stayed where I was, helped me out, got some shells off, but again, people not taking advantage of the mouse. You can see here now I am stuck against 1, 2, 3, 4 vehicles. And once again, people not taking advantage of the mouse. My grill and AMX M4 are basically screwing me here by driving the enemy into me, especially with the grill missing. So at this point, yeah, this is the end of the mouse. I've got 1,200 hit points left, which is, I mean, it's not a bad chunk, but I'm going to poke this grill, and there you go. Get high rolled bind for 646, and then we also get penned by the E5. I kind of had a bit of a lag spike there, so that's why I didn't really angle towards him. But, yeah, at this point, it's over for me. I could have gotten a shell into that E5 there. I was just a little bit angry at this point because, yeah, I mean, this is the mouse. This is the problem with the mouse, is also the fact that your team will sometimes ditch you. If the team had just stuck with me, if the AMX, the grill, and the 113 GFT all just kind of stood behind me, waited for the enemy like the E5 to push me, boom, instant death. That is how you're supposed to use a mouse, is you use it in tandem with your team. When your team drives away and they all die one by one, or they leave you to die, that is when a vehicle like this falls apart very, very quickly. So at one side of the spectrum, the mouse is a great tank. At the other side, it's a tank that requires support. I really like it, but I definitely think it needs a better gun or upper plate or something. It's still a little bit weak in my opinion, but it's a fun tank, and it definitely can be used very well if you understand how to play it. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.